and I feel like some of my credibility is taken away a little bit because of that. But I have to say this bike really is good. What the hell? Why do I keep cutting myself at the minute? I just got my finger trapped in my pedal. I need to seriously stop cutting myself. But good morning, welcome back to the vlog. So in the villa, like amongst the guys, we've got this saying where, like, if you're going out and you have to do a ride on your own, so you're doing like I don't know, an interval session where just this doesn't really work to ride with other guys. We call it an antisocial ride. So today I'm doing an antisocial ride. Hence why we're on the small camera today. I'm only doing 3 hours today, but it's quite an intense 3 hours, so I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to be able to vlog it. We might have to switch to a lot of GoPro footage, but yeah, got 3 hours to do with some VO2 work and some sprints. It's my first interval session of the new year. It's gonna hurt, no doubt it's gonna hurt. Let's jump into it. It seems like the BMC boys are doing some sort of individual testing on this climb today that I'm doing my efforts on. I think that was Nico Roach that just went past there at the back. But I'm doing 2 sets of these zone 4 intervals. I just completed the first one and I am like absolutely that first time you do an interval session, like in a period where you haven't done an interval session for quite a while, it's such a shock to the body. Like my throat is just all tightened up and it's horrible. But hey, halfway there, and at least I've got a little bit of motivation racing against the BMC boys up here. They were flying, man, absolutely flying. But just like every day, at least the view is absolutely sick. It just subsides that pain ever so slightly. All right, time for number 2. I finished my final set about 25 minutes ago now. For today's ride, like I planned the route on Strava, and I'm currently just like going down some real random road in the middle of a valley somewhere. There's like nothing around, but it's such a smooth road. And that's the great thing about the Strava Maps feature, like you find roads that you'd never expect to be here. And it takes you off the beaten track a little bit, off the generic roads that everyone trains on. But as I mentioned, finished my efforts a bit ago. I did them in the first hour of the ride, and for the second 2 hours, I've got to ride at high zone 2 into low zone 3, like 250, 260 watts. And it's pretty tough, you know, because you got that fatigue in your legs from the first hour of intervals. So I'm just trying to get my head down, focus on my effort, not go too hard, but maintain the set power. Mate, I say this all the time, but the views around here are just incredible. I set off a little bit earlier this morning than what I have been doing over the past few days, and therefore it was a little bit colder because it gets quite cold at the night and obviously like early morning and stuff, and then warms up around midday. So I put this long sleeve jersey on. I still got no leg warmers, but I got a long sleeve jersey on. And especially now riding along at zone 3, I'm suffering, man, really suffering. All right, just finishing up with training. That's 3 hours in the legs. So driving back into Calpe now, just cruising in now, cooling down a little bit, spinning the legs over. Every single day we've said that like we'll go to the cafe after training and stuff, and so far we haven't been. But today everyone's doing their own training, everyone's doing something different, but we're all getting back around the same time, so I'm gonna head down to the beach and meet the other guys for a coffee. So the roads today were great to ride down. They were awesome roads, but because they were much quieter roads, like off the beaten track a little bit, and they were very shaded, they were very gravelly, and actually in the night it rained, so the roads were a little bit wet, and as a consequence the bike got a little bit dirty today. And here's the thing, like it's not even that bad, it's just the fact that like the first time you get a brand new bike dirty, is quite a sad moment, because now I've got to clean it and it just doesn't feel brand new anymore. But hey, such is life. You can't ride forever, particularly living in Europe, and expect your bike to never get dirty. But quite a lot of people have been asking me to give my like initial reviews of this bike, and I'm kind of a little bit reluctant to give a review, because like, full disclosure, I was given this bike to race for this season, so I didn't pay for this bike, so it's very easy to just be like, yeah, it's amazing, it's awesome, and I feel like some of my credibility is taken away a little bit because of that. But I have to say, this bike really is good. Now, I'm the type of person that can sort of get on any bike and feel relatively comfortable. Like, when I got this bike set up, I've got a data sheet at home with all my measurements from when I had a bike fit last year, but I've actually lost that sheet, or I couldn't find it when I got this bike, so I just sort of set it up to how I thought it would fit. And so far I haven't touched it since. Like, I've not had any problems, I've not had any knee pains, any pains in any of the contact points, so I don't know whether that's the bike or just me being able to jump on like any bike and just ride it and not really have to worry about having like specific measurements for me to be comfy on that bike, or whether the bike is just like incredibly comfy anyway. But because the frame is majority carbon fiber, it's incredibly stiff, and which that makes it incredibly responsive, especially when you're doing sprints, as I was doing today. I really noticed that direct drive of power through the pedals and out of the frame, pushing me in a forward motion. And I think another important factor here is just how good it looks. Like, man, this has to be one of the best looking bikes around. Like a Colnago C60, just the heritage, just the class of that brand. The C60 is the only Colnago frame to still be made in Italy, so it is a true Italian frame, and it, like, I just love it. I just love looking at it. I rode past Fernando Gaviria today, and a lot of the time the pros, the World Tour pros, don't even acknowledge that you're there. They're just focusing on what they're doing. But today, Fernando Gaviria really did check out this frame. He got a good look at it, because it just looks sick, in my opinion anyway, even though that opinion is slightly biased. And another thing is the ease of transition between Shimano gears and these Campag gears. I really thought I was going to have some trouble, especially today when I was doing an interval session, like I was at my mat going to shift down a gear. I subconsciously thought I would be like on my Shimano gears, but no, I didn't make that mistake, and the transition to the Campag gears has been pretty much seamless. So far, so good. But guys, with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow at 5 PM. Peace!